Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of November 30th, 2016. Yes, we are still in November, which means that this is a fifth week, so it is technically considered the dump week in comic books, where just a bunch of random stuff comes out. So let's get right into it. First up, we have Batman Annual number 1. We are getting the new, the Rebirth annuals coming out. This one I hear is supposed to be really, really good. It's Tom King, Scott Snyder, a whole bunch of creative people on Batman. I'm sold. Next up on my pull list is the Disney Frozen number 3 from Joe Limited. I get these for my daughter so we can read them together, and that works out fairly well. Next up, we have Generation Zero, number 4, the Valiant title. Really enjoy it so far, so hopefully it keeps sticking to be good. Next up is the last issue, finally, thank God, of Justice League of America, number 10. So you get to see the end result of what happened before Rebirth with the Justice League, even though they talked about it in the Rebirth Justice League stuff. And this is a really, really horrible version of Wonder Woman. I don't even know what the hell that is. It just looks odd. If you were missing the John Romita Jr. variant, that came as well. I don't know who would be, but yeah. Next up is new one from DC. This is the New Talent Showcase number 1. DC has had a writers and creators class or workshop thing, whatever, and this is some of the stuff that's come out of it. So I'm really excited to see what has come out of this thing that DC's trying to do, where they're trying to nurture creators and bring them into comics. So I'm curious to see how that stuff pans out. Next up, we have Saga number 40. We're getting up there in the numbers for a Brian K. Vaughan book, so hopefully it keeps going, but we shall see. I think if he surpasses 60, he will finally have surpassed his Why Last Man stuff. Next up, we have Savage, number 1 of 4. This is from Valiant. Curious to see what it is. It seems like a replacement for Turok, but who knows? Next up is issue 33 of Sex. Yep, Sex. I still keep getting Sex. It's the only sex I get. Boom, boom. I know, horrible. Stop me. It's sad. Next up is Suicide Squad number 7. I didn't read the last issue, so I think I need to get caught. That's the only one I need to get caught up on. So yeah, and then we have the Superman Annual comes out. This one's by Tomasi and Gleason, so it's a whole thing from the creative team. So it looks to be really, really interesting. So yeah. And then finally on my pull list for new titles is Wacky Raceland number 6. It's been okay. It's on the bottom of my list for the Hanna-Barbera stuff. I really love the Flintstones and the Scooby-Doo Apocalypse right after that. Wacky Raceland is 3rd, and I can't stand Future Quest, so by default it's the last one. Not too many variants this week from DC, which is thankful because my wallet was hurting because of it. We have the really awesome Katana Suicide Squad variant for issue 7. So if you like Katana or you just like awesome variants, I suggest you grab that one. A couple of hardcovers came out this week. The first one is Aquaman Volume 8, Out of Darkness. Yeah, this finishes the Aquaman run from the New 52, so I'm happy about that finally finishing up. And then another one we have is the Detective Comics Gordon at War. This is Volume 9. This actually collects the end of Detective, as well as this sneak preview of the Batman Rebirth. The Aquaman one also collects an Aquaman Rebirth preview. So that's it for the pull list. DC does have this little freebie coming out called Direct Current. I'm going to actually flip through this to see what it is all about, but it looks like just kind of a quarterly thing that they're going to release of just kind of giving you some information. So looks to be pretty interesting. So yeah, so I'm going to give it a try. So if you're curious, hopefully your shop ordered one of these, or ordered some of these, so you can snag a copy and check it out for yourself. But it looks like it's just kind of magazine-esque stuff. Well, I mean, it's hard to flip, but you know, magazine, wonderful stuff. So we'll see. I'll flip through it, probably at work. And yeah, who reads magazines anymore? I did get a special order today, and it's going to go along with the Christmas theme of stuff that I'm going to have, and that is the Amanda Connor Harley Quinn little Christmas statue. Yeah, so this is the Red, White, and Black series. So kind of adding a color to the black and white series. So this is what it's supposed to look like. They also have a couple more of them in this series, this one and the smaller Bombshell one. So if you can't actually get a real Bombshell, you could always try and get this one. But yeah, going to be a new statue for Christmas and the holidays. Yay! Yep, so that's it for my pull list. Now, we are on to the read list, and the first up on the read list is Extraordinary X-Men number 16. Lemire's been doing a really good job with Extraordinary X-Men, so I'm curious to see where it goes before it finishes up, before we get the X-Men Gold and Blue coming out. But yeah. Then we have a new number 1 from Marvel, and that's Ghost Rider number 1. We shall see if the Ghost Rider kid is interesting enough to keep reading. Who knows? So we had Death of X number 4 come out, and yeah, so right on the heels of that, we have Inhumans vs. X-Men number 0, or as they like to title it inside, IVX. So yeah, we will get straight into the Inhumans vs. X-Men, even though that's supposedly been going on already with Death of X. I have no idea. I have no clue. Next up, we have another Lemire book, and that is Old Man Logan, number 14. If you can see it there, the guns say "Shock the Monkey" for the Hit Monkey kid, or the Hit Monkey character. Yeah, it's not drawn by Sorrentino, but I'm curious to see how Lemire's art, or how Lemire's work and another artist go with Old Man Logan. So, sorry, a little sinus congestion. Next up, we have Serenity, Firefly Class 03K64, No Power in the Verse, number 2. Yes, that is the title. Yep, so first issue was pretty cool, so I'm really curious to see how well issue 2 does. Next up is a really good book from Rick Remender and Jeremy Opeña, and that's 7 to Eternity, number 3. If you have not yet checked out 7 to Eternity, you should. The reprints of 1 and 2 should be in your shops if they don't have copies of 2 at least. But yeah, definitely check it out. I've been really enjoying it, so yeah. And then finally on the read list, we have the Star Wars Annual number 2. Last week you got some Star Wars, now you're getting some more. So, Annual number 2. I liked the first annual. It wasn't bad. Most of the Star Wars books have been really good. Han Solo finished up last week, and I liked how that ended. So, yeah. So, lots of stuff out there right now. Hopefully you survived the wonderful Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday fiasco, Cyber Monday, deal-breaking things that are the entrance to the holiday season. Couple of changes you may have noticed. I have new thumbnail art. I actually had a moment to try and experiment and get some new stuff going, so I'm going to try and get that at least changed up, because you know, about 2 years of the same picture is reassuring, but it's annoying. So I'm going to try and play around and learn some more about manipulating images so you can get some cooler thumbnails. Not that you cared in the first place, but hey, who knows. I did get a chance to record my "What to Get the Nerd in Your Life for Christmas" video, but I have not yet gotten it up. I'm not happy with it completely, so I may just redo it. But hopefully, I can get to working on that this week. I'm going to be a little bit busy for the next few days, especially on Thursday. Thursday, the new expansion for Hearthstone comes out, and that is Mean Streets of Gadgetsan, or as I like to call it, MSG. So I think there's going to be a lot of salt coming from this expansion. Who knows? But I'm probably going to be live streaming my pack openings on Facebook. So in the evening. So if you like Hearthstone and you want to check out some pack opening stuff, I will be doing that Thursday night, probably, most likely after my kids go to bed, which is Pacific Standard Time around 8:30 is when they go to bed. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, or you can find me on Facebook, I'll be live streaming it because Blizzard actually allows you to do that through whatever. So I tested it out and hopefully it'll work pretty cool. So yeah, so we'll be opening a lot of packs for that. Other than that, we are going to be in December on Thursday as well, and I love the holidays. And so hopefully we can get through them without any problems. But I'll still be doing my pull list videos. Books should not be delayed this holiday season. There will be probably very few books coming out around Christmas time and New Year's, which is normally the case. So just be aware of that going forward. Yep. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Remember, leave your comments down in the comment section below. List what you get for your pulls, all that wonderful stuff. Appreciate all you guys that comment on there. Sometimes we have a nice little discussion about things, and sometimes I get reminded of things that I need to put on my list of stuff to read that is pretty long, and I hopefully will get through it someday. I'm not going to get through it someday. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode number 287. Tonight we discussed, I didn't discuss, but the guys discussed cartoon stuff. We talked about the new lineup for X-Men Blue and X-Men Gold, or the creative teams on that. We also talk just randomly about stuff. So if you're curious, go ahead and check that out. There'll be a link in the description below. You can help me and my fellow conspirators out at Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicconspiracy, and for as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting and getting food and all that wonderful stuff. So to our Patreon backers, thank you. We do appreciate it all. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to now spend a couple hours getting this up for your enjoyment. So I will see you next week.